Welcome back to Tiny Habit Health. Right now, in most kitchens, ultra-processed foods make up more than half of what people eat every single day. But here's what almost no one talks about. These aren't just convenient or less healthy. They're fundamentally rewiring how your body signals hunger, how your gut protects you, and how inflammation quietly builds, setting you up for weight gain, metabolic dysfunction, and chronic disease years before symptoms show up. In the next 10 minutes, you'll see the exact biological pathways ultra-processed food hijacks inside your body, and 3 battle-tested tiny habit upgrades you can deploy this week. No meal prep marathon, no all-or-nothing rules. Let's go. First, clarity. Food scientists use the NOVA system to classify foods into 4 groups. Group 1, whole or minimally processed. Think vegetables, eggs, meat, milk. Group 2, processed culinary ingredients, oils, butter, salt, sugar. Group 3, processed foods, canned beans, cheese, simple bread. Group 4, ultra-processed foods. These are industrial formulations. They start with extracted or refined substances, cheap oils, white flour, sugar, starches, protein isolates, then layer in cosmetic additives, flavors, colors, emulsifiers, texturizers, sweeteners, and preservatives designed to make the product stable, cheap, and irresistible. The giveaway? The ingredient list. If you see things you'd never use at home, maltodextrin, carrageenan, acetylsulfame K, mono, and diglycerides, you're holding an ultra-processed food. Examples: sugary cereals, packaged cookies, chips, candy, soda, energy drinks, most fast food, instant noodles, flavored yogurt with 15 ingredients, frozen pizzas, meal replacement bars loaded with isolates. On Tiny Habit Health, we're not anti-processing. Freezing broccoli is processing. Canning tomatoes is processing. We're laser-focused on the industrial reformulation that strips out fiber, nutrients, and satiety, and replaces them with profit margins and shelf life. Now, the first biological attack vector: appetite dysregulation. Ultra-processed foods are engineered for 3 things: maximum palatability, minimum satiety, and maximum profit. Here's the playbook. Energy density. Pack more calories into less volume so you undershoot fullness cues. Low fiber and water. Strip out the bulk that physically stretches your stomach and triggers "I'm done" signals. Soft, easy textures. You can chew and swallow fast, bypassing the natural eating pace that lets your brain catch up. Hyperpalatability. Engineer the perfect bliss point of sugar, fat, and salt so your brain's reward circuits light up like a slot machine. Randomized trials prove this isn't just willpower. When researchers give people ad libitum access to ultra-processed meals versus minimally processed meals, matched for calories, macros, and taste ratings, people spontaneously eat 500+ more calories per day on the ultra-processed diet. You're not weak. Your satiety system is being hacked. Over weeks, that calorie creep compounds into weight gain, visceral fat, and the metabolic strain that comes with it. Tiny Habit Health. Truth: if a food makes it almost impossible to eat just 1 serving, your body isn't broken. The food is designed to override your off switch. Attack vector 2: gut microbiome collapse and barrier disruption. Your intestines are home to trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes. Your microbiome. These organisms do critical work. They digest fiber into short-chain fatty acids that fuel your gut lining, train your immune system, synthesize vitamins, and communicate with your brain. When you eat mostly ultra-processed foods, 3 things happen. First, fiber starvation. UPFs are typically fiber-stripped. Without fiber, beneficial bacteria that produce butyrate and other protective compounds can't thrive. Pathogenic and pro-inflammatory species start to dominate. Second, additive assault. Emulsifiers like carboxymethylcellulose and polysorbate 80, artificial sweeteners like sucralose and saccharin, and other synthetic additives can directly disrupt microbial balance and thin the protective mucus layer in your gut. Third, barrier breakdown. Leaky gut. Your gut lining is a single-cell thick barrier held together by tight junctions. When the microbiome shifts and the mucus layer thins, those junctions weaken. Bacterial fragments, especially lipopolysaccharides, LPS, start slipping into your bloodstream. Your immune system detects them as invaders and launches a chronic, low-grade inflammatory response. You don't feel sick, but your body is now in a constant state of defense, releasing inflammatory molecules like IL-6, TNF-alpha, and C-reactive protein. This is the hidden fire behind metabolic disease. Attack vector 3, systemic inflammation and metabolic breakdown. That low-grade inflammation from your leaky gut doesn't stay local. It circulates. Inflammatory signals make your muscle and fat cells less responsive to insulin. Now your pancreas has to pump out more insulin to clear the same amount of sugar from your blood. Over time, that leads to insulin resistance, higher fasting glucose, more fat storage, especially visceral fat around your organs, and eventually, type 2 diabetes. Inflammation also damages the inner lining of your blood vessels, making them stiffer, more prone to plaque buildup, and raising your risk of high blood pressure, heart attack, and stroke. The data backs this up at scale. A 2024 umbrella review in the BMJ pooled nearly 10 million participants and found that higher ultra-processed food intake was consistently associated with increased all-cause mortality, higher rates of cardiovascular disease, more type 2 diabetes, greater risk of obesity, and links to depression and certain cancers. This isn't just correlation. The biological mechanisms, appetite hijacking, gut destruction, chronic inflammation, give us a clear story of how ultra-processed foods accelerate disease. Elite-level perspective requires nuance. Not every packaged food is a villain. Frozen vegetables, canned beans, whole grain bread, plain Greek yogurt. These are processed, but they're not ultra-processed. And yes, some scientists criticize the NOVA system for being too broad. Fair point. But here's what matters on Tiny Habit Health. The goal is not perfection. It's shifting the ratio. If 60–70% of your calories come from ultra-processed foods, your body is under constant metabolic and inflammatory stress. If you bring that down to 30%, then 20%, even if some convenience foods stay in the mix, you've fundamentally changed your body's operating environment. Small percentage shifts compound into massive biological wins. Here are 3 elite, deployment-ready tiny habits. Elite move. 1. The ingredient audit trigger. Tie this to an existing behavior. Every time I put a packaged food in my cart, I flip it and scan the ingredient list for 3 seconds. If you see more than 10 ingredients and at least 3 things you can't pronounce or wouldn't cook with, mentally flag it as ultra-processed. You don't have to reject it, just see it. Awareness is the first unlock. Elite move. 2. Category swap, not cold turkey. Pick one category you eat most often. Snacks, breakfast, drinks, and upgrade the version, not the habit. Swap flavored yogurt, plain yogurt, plus fresh berries, plus drizzle of honey. Swap chips, roasted chickpeas, nuts, or veggie sticks with hummus. Swap soda, sparkling water, plus lime, or unsweetened iced tea with a splash of juice. One swap, locked in for 2 weeks, then layer the next. Elite Move 3, the Real Food Anchor Meal System. Designate one non-negotiable meal per day built from minimally processed foods. Breakfast is often easiest. Eggs, oats, fruit, whole grain toast, plain yogurt, vegetables. Once that's automatic, add a second anchor meal, usually lunch or dinner. 2 anchor meals per day means ultra-processed foods get crowded out structurally, not through willpower. This is systems-level habit design. Ultra-processed foods aren't just junk, they're biological disruptors. Hijacking your appetite, destroying your gut microbiome, triggering chronic inflammation, and accelerating the diseases that shorten health span and lifespan. But you don't need a PhD or a private chef to win this fight. You need tiny, strategic, repeatable upgrades that shift the percentage of real food on your plate. Week by week, meal by meal. Here's your action step. Comment below with one ultra-processed food you eat most often. The tiny swap you'll deploy this week. If you're serious about building elite health through small, sustainable habits, subscribe to Tiny Habit Health, smash the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown.